right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are coming on, please do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, and let them know Prophet Ramon, the squad. We are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Today is Thursday, April the something. I don't even know what the day is. All I know is April. Maybe the 21st. April 21st, 2022. We are live right here in Buckhead, and I am super duper excited about today's show. Today is actually our headquarter day, so we have some of our extraordinary mentees and clients who are in our programs here today, learning some of the ins and outs of what we're doing in business. So I want to give our mentees a shout out. For those of you that are a part of our business community, at some point you need to move up in our mentorship program, in our incubator program, so that you can participate in these programs and these events that we're doing to help entrepreneurs become six and at some point seven-figure earners. So what we do even today on our headquarters day is we give our mentees an opportunity to come in to see the ins and outs of what a $1 million organization looks like. What does a millionaire mogul who runs a company in the Buckhead community of Atlanta, what exactly is he or she doing, and how does that actually look? So I'm super excited about today. We have so much more training and so much more input that we're going to give to these mentees. But today on the show, I want to talk to you about some do's and don'ts, of business. So do me a favor very quickly. I want you to hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, and let them know Prophet Ramon, the squad. We are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. And while you're hitting the like button, sharing it, tagging it, please do me a favor. Put in the comments what city you're watching your boy from. What city are you watching me from? I want to know what city you're watching me from. Again, I want to give a shout out to all of you that are members of our blueprint, your students, your clients, your mentees, wherever you are in our business or ministry community. I want you to know that I really appreciate you for trusting me and my team to help you start, structure, and scale your business. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I am your host, Ramon Preston. Every Monday through Friday, we show up here on the show and we share information with you that we know is designed to help you start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and even your wealth building dreams. You can rest assured all the information that I share with you on this show every Monday through Friday is a reflection of my life, number one, but it's also an extension and a representation of our company. So whether it's our consulting division, whether it's our training division, whether it's our coaching division, everything that I share with you on this show is an extension of and a reflection of who I am, who we are, and what it is that we do. And so today I want to talk to you about some do's and don'ts of business. There are some things that you shouldn't do, and there are some things that you should do if, in fact, you, my friends, want to be successful in business. All right? So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, if you are anticipating to own a business, if you're anticipating to start a ministry, anything that you are planning and anticipating to lead, these do's and don'ts will apply to you. And so I want to flip it though. I don't want to start with the do's. I want to start with the don'ts. And I'm going to share with you 3 things that you shouldn't do, the don'ts. And then I'm going to share with you 3 things that you should do in the do's. Okay. So let's start with the don'ts of business. Number 1, don't do it just for a purpose. I know I'm going to throw you off with that, but it's going to make sense once I start explaining what I mean to you, okay? Don't do it for a purpose. Don't just do it for a purpose. Now, Ramon, what exactly do you mean when you say don't do it for a purpose? Well, as an entrepreneur, your goal is to start a business that can make you a profit while serving a greater purpose. So the two fundamental functions of a business should be for a profit, but also for a purpose, but for a purpose that at some point leads to a profit. And so that's where a lot of entrepreneurs mess up at. Again, when you're starting a business, if you're running a business, don't just do it for a purpose. Because when you're just doing business for a purpose, you start using as an excuse why you're not making money, because you're trying to help people and you're trying to be a blessing to people, and you just feel like you the next best thing since sliced bread and can't nobody do it like you do it. And all these things that you're using as an excuse to justify why you have a purpose, but you are making sense or justifying why you're not making a profit. So again, I teach this to all of my students and to my clients and mentees, particularly when I take them through our entrepreneurship training program, so that they can understand when you start a business or when you are running a business, your business should be primarily for a profit and for a purpose that at some point leads to a profit. So it's not that my God-given purpose is not in my business just because I'm looking to make a profit. It just means that in order for me to serve a greater purpose, I have to be able to make a profit. So if you really want to unselfishly build a successful business, if you really want to unselfishly help a whole lot of people in that successful business, you will understand that you don't do it just for a purpose. You do it for a profit and a purpose that leads to a profit. Listen, it takes money to run a business. Even for those of you that are in ministry, it takes money to run those ministries. Those ministries ain't just running off good looks. Those businesses ain't just running off your faith in God. No, those businesses are running off of natural monetary resources that you are using to make sure that those businesses run. So as an entrepreneur, you should be sure that when you start a business or when you commit to run a business, that you are looking to use that business to make a profit and to serve a purpose, but that purpose should at some point lead to a profit. So again, don't do it. Don't start a business. Don't run a business just for a purpose. It's going to create conflict, and at some point it's going to result in your failure. So that's the first don't. All right. Here's my second don't. Second don't. Don't do it over leveraged. Don't do it over leveraged. A lot of entrepreneurs, they start businesses and they run businesses over leveraged. So what do you mean by over leveraged? Well, over leveraging anything is about living off of more than you got coming in. So you can over leverage your life. There are a lot of people whose lives are over leveraged, meaning that they spend more than they make. So if you spend more money every month than you make, your life is over leveraged. If your business is spending more money than what it's bringing in, your business is over leveraged. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs make the fatal mistake, especially when they're just starting, they're just getting off the ground. They make the fatal mistake to focus on funding as opposed to focusing on sales. This is a fatal mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs make. Think about this now. So a lot of entrepreneurs, they start a business, they get their LLCs up and running. Maybe you already have your business up and running, and you find yourself over leveraged. How? Because all you looking at doing is trying to get a loan. You trying to get a credit card. You trying to get a line of credit. You're trying to get some type of working capital without focusing on how can your business make sales. One of the best ways to fund your business is by funding your business through sales. Because if you start learning how to build the muscle to make a sale, to make conversions, to turn leads and prospects into clients, if you learn how to build that muscle and you get good at that to the point that it becomes a skill set, you're going to fund your business with sales. So don't over leverage your business. Don't keep looking for ways to get credit lines. Don't keep looking for ways to get more money. Don't do that. What you need to be doing is looking for ways to make sales. If you do not know how to professionally make sales, if you don't have a sales script, if you don't have a sales process, if you don't know what a sales cycle is, if you don't know how to walk people through some process to get them to become clients and to provide them the best services or products, guess what you need? You need someone like me, a coach and a consultant, to show you how to do it. But don't think you're going to over leverage your business by getting loans, credit cards, lines of credit. Don't think that you're going to over leverage your business that way and your business is going to succeed. It does not work that way. So don't over leverage your business. Okay? That's number 2. Number 3. If you have any questions, by the way, just drop the questions in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer any of the questions that you have. Okay? Number 3, don't do it alone. This is one of the reasons why I am so proud of everyone who is a member of our coaching and mentorship program, our incubator program, and our licensing program. You know why? Because these are entrepreneurs who made the decision that, you know what? I don't want to do it alone. I don't want to do it alone. And I keep telling y'all some of my stories where in ministry, I've been in ministry full time for 22 years. I got ordained in the year 2000. And I was always faithful to God. I was faithful to my leaders. I was faithful to my church. I was faithful to my community. And I always had mentors and coaches and people in ministry that helped me along the way, because it was as if having that was natural. When you have a pastor or an apostle or a bishop or overseer, or even if you're a part of a ministry and you have team leaders, in church, people are always looking for ways to help you become a better version, become a better leader, become a better servant to the community, a better father, a better friend, a mother, whatever the situation is. But I didn't have that all the time in business. And honestly, I really didn't know that you could actually just pay and get access to mentors. I didn't know that. And a lot of people in the church really were not proponents of that. So I know a lot of people in church, they'll be like, oh no, I ain't paying nobody to get access. I ain't got to buy my way. I'm going to just wait till God open the door. Well, that can happen to you. But there are times in business that it won't happen to you, because the people who are in business that you're looking to get this training from and this information from and this support from, these people got plenty of people who want to pay them to get what they got. So you got to be willing to get out of that comfort zone, use your resources to make the investments in yourself so you don't have to do it alone. Don't do business alone. If you are a one-person show, I already know you're not as successful as you want to be. If you are a one-person show, I know you probably got a big ego. You're probably ignorant of a lot of things when it comes to business. You're probably arrogant. I'm just being 100 with you. And you goofy because you don't understand. I am?
Yeah.
Good, I'm finally on. Yay! We finally back on Facebook. Let me see. We finally back on Facebook. Bada bing, bada boom. Come on. Man, I was in Facebook jail for like a week or two. I'm like, what's going on with Facebook? Facebook put me in jail for a couple weeks. I just bonded out today. So don't do it alone. Please do not do it alone. Now, of course, if you're going to bring mentors into your life on a business level, if you're going to bring coaches into your life on a business level, you want to make sure that the people you have as coaches and mentors are people who are reputable and people who actually have a track record. That's one of the reasons why I host my headquarter days like I do, because I want my clients, I want my mentees, I want people who pay me to help them to be able to come to a real physical location. I want them to be able to look out on the 10th floor to the Buckhead Financial District and Business District. I want them to see where my success is. I don't want to be telling them in some green room, oh, you know I'm doing it, I'm getting the bag. No, I want to show you. I want you to know that I am successful. And I'm going to show you my success because I want you to feel good about paying me to make you successful. I was just telling my mentees in there earlier that, hey, what I'm sharing with you and showing you, I know it can make you a millionaire because it has done it for me. So if it didn't do it for me, I can't say that with boldness and conviction, but I can because I know it works. So don't do it alone. Do not do business alone. So those are the 3 don'ts. Number 1, don't do it just for a purpose. Don't do it just for a purpose, okay? And again, if you have any questions, please leave the questions in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions because, again, this is about me providing value to you on a day-to-day basis to help you start, structure, and scale whatever it is that you are endeavoring to do. So number 1, the first don't do it just for a purpose. You have to make sure that your business is running for a profit and for a purpose that leads to a profit. Because see, if you're running your business for a profit and for a purpose, and that purpose is leading to a profit, at some point, it's only a certain amount of time that you're going to be doing things for people, giving them value before you start seeing people giving value back to you. So don't do it for a purpose. Number 2, don't do it over leverage. Stop focusing on how you can get a loan, how you could get a line of credit, how you can get a credit card, how you can get your FICO score up. All that stuff is good, but sales is better. All that stuff is amazing, but sales is even more amazing because with sales, you control the narrative of your business. You control the financial temperature of your business. So don't over leverage. Number 3, don't do it alone. If you are an entrepreneur, especially if you're looking at becoming a coach, you should not be, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, you should not be a coach, a consultant, a trainer, or anything in these capacities, and you're unwilling to pay somebody to be that to you. Something is wrong. I'm just not listening to somebody who's doing this and don't have people doing it for them. Like, if you're a coach, you should want to be coached. I want to be coached just to prove to my students and my clients that I'm paying somebody to do what I need done. So all of my coaching clients, they know, guess what? Oh, Ramon is my coach, but Ramon has a coach. And we can find his coach. He ain't just telling us some lie to make us think he's got somebody. No, I have a coach. It's just like in ministry. Okay, my wife and I, we have a ministry. My wife pastors a church. And my wife and I, we pay tithes to our church. We pay tithes to our spiritual covering, because if members are coming to our church and they give their tithes and offerings and they support our church, but we ain't doing it for nobody else, but we always telling them to do it. It just don't work that way. So if you're a coach, you should have a coach. If you're a consultant, you should have one. If you're a trainer, you should have one. If for nothing else, to show your clients or to show the community of people that you are reaching out to that you are a consumer of your own product. And you can't say, oh, I'm a coach and I'm just using my own content to coach myself. No, bruh. No, boo. It don't work like that. You need somebody to help you. And you need to do it just for the purpose of showing your students and showing your clients that this is how it works. So my team, my staff, my mentees, my clients, anybody that's around me, they know who I'm covered by, who I'm coached by, who I get information from. And they know that I'm humble enough to be put in a position to listen to people, to follow people, and to bring it back to them so that they can be better. So let's look at the 3 do's that I want to talk about. Number 1, do it right the first time. This is the first do of business, okay? Do it right the first time. So Ramon, what do you mean by doing it right the first time? What I mean is, if you have a LLC and you didn't structure your LLC the right way, that means you didn't do it right the first time. If you own 2 or more LLCs, I'm talking about you as the person, if you own 2 or more LLCs and all of them are owned by you, you didn't do it right the first time. That's not the right way you should structure your business. The right way would be for you to own a business, LLC number 1, and for your first LLC to own LLC number 2 and LLC number 3, and on and on and on. So if you didn't do it right the first time, you need to restructure your organization. If you do not know how to restructure it, that's why you need somebody like me to get it restructured. What else does it mean to do it right the first time? Well, to make sure that you have your systems right. You got to make sure you have your operational systems right. You got to make sure that you have your sales systems right. You got to make sure that you have your marketing systems right. You got to make sure that you have your financial systems right. These are systems and really processes for your business that will determine your success. If you don't do this right the first time, you're going to start glitching. And what I mean by glitching is it's kind of like using an app and they're still working on the app and the app is really not developed all the way. And every time you try to download something or open something up on the app, it keeps glitching. It gets frozen. You got to turn your phone off and reset it and cut it back on. It's because the product is glitching. You don't want your business to glitch like that. So you want to do it right the first time. All right. Number 2, the second do. Do it where you are. Do it where you are. Do it where you are. So when it comes to your business, you got to do it where you are. That means geographically, okay? Yes, you can have an online presence, you can have an online store, but you also should have some physical presence. You should have some physical transactions, some physical interactions. There are a lot of things that are going on in your community. Now, if you are in a geographic location that you feel like ain't nothing going on, maybe you need to relocate. You need to find another geographic location. Like it's just for the record. You know it is okay for you to move. You know that, right? Like this is a big planet. Like everything that you're going to do in life doesn't have to be done in one geographic location. It's a big old planet. So in order for you to do it where you are, yes, you have to be in the right geographic location, but you also got to be around the right demographic of people. So doing it where you are has a lot to do with geographics. It has a lot to do with demographics. So you want to look at all those graphs, right? You want to look at those graphs. For example, if you have a certain business, you sell a certain product, you sell a certain service, well, geographically, is that the best place for that business? So I see a lot of business owners, they'll start a business, they'll open up a brick and mortar, like a real physical location, and they're in a market that don't even need it because they didn't do their research. They did no market research. They didn't do any research on their competition, and they just winging it. But they're wasting a lot of money because they're not understanding that doing it where you are doesn't necessarily mean doing it where you are in terms of where you currently are. Doing it where you are may be doing it where you know you're going to have a presence. Doing it where you know people are going to respond to you. It's no different than on social media. There are certain social media platforms that you could be doing business on or trying to get attention on, and it don't work there because that's not where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a certain platform, looking for a certain type of person and marketing to them, talking to them, giving them value. But you over here on the other side of the social media world, and most likely if you're doing that on social media, like digitally, I know you're doing it geographically, and most likely you're doing it demographically. So do it where you are. Make sure location is not just a location based on where you live at and what you're familiar with, okay? It took me to literally, I moved from South Florida, 700 miles away, to Atlanta, Georgia, 18 years ago. And then I stayed on one side of town for 14 years. But even in those 14 years, the reason why I stayed there as long as I did, because my wife and I, we were always in the city. So we did most of our business up here in the city even before we moved here. It just got to a point after 14 years to where our church was solid because our church was on the south side of town. Our business was solid enough that we got the green light from God that we can move on. All right. Now, number 3, the third thing, do it quick. Do it quick. Do it quick. This is very, very important. Do it quick. Whatever you're doing in business, do it quick. A lot of entrepreneurs get stuck in the paralysis of analysis, meaning that they're always overanalyzing stuff instead of getting stuff done. Here's what I heard one of my mentors say. And when he said it, I was like, wow, that's powerful. He said, speed, so I can't take the credit for this. One of my mentors said it. Speed is the new big. So you want to have a big business. Your big business is going to be dependent upon speed. How quick can you go from idea to product to market? And to some extent, I'm going to tell you something. How quick can you go from idea to product to market? And to some extent, you don't even have to have product. You can actually go from idea, skip product, and go to market and make money. You can actually do that. I do it all the time. I teach my mentees and clients to do it all the time because you got to get to a point to where you move quick, because every time you slow the process up, the truth is you create that in your whole life and in your whole business, and we want to eliminate that. So those are the 3 don'ts and the 3 do's of business. The 3 don'ts are, number 1, don't do it just for a purpose. Number 2, don't do it over leveraged. And number 3, don't do it alone. The do's are, number 1, do it right the first time. Get your business structured right. Get your systems and processes right so it can make your life easier. Number 2, do it where you are. Figure out where your business works best and do it there. That is geographically, demographically, and even digitally. You got to find where that is. And number 3, do it quickly. Stop procrastinating. Stop putting everything on hold. Stop watching people like me and keep saying to yourself, man, everything he's saying is true. Everything he's saying is good. I go to Ramon Preston's website. I look at all his products and services, but you never pull the trigger. And every day you wait, you know you're not getting no further than you should, or you're not moving at a certain pace like you should, because you do not have certain levels of information, training, expertise, support, strategies, and solutions, all of which Ramon Preston can help you get. So you need to pull that trigger. So I want to give you an offer today, and I really want you to take me up on this offer. Number one, I have an event that I'm hosting this Saturday in 2 days here in Buckhead. It's going to be in person and virtual. Of course, I would love for you to join me in person if you could, but if you can't, I want to extend a VIP ticket to you to join me. This is my personal invitation to you. And guess what? It's a $250 ticket. I'm giving it to you for free. I'm giving it to you for free. You're not even going to have to pay $250. So if you can join me in person, I will give you a free VIP ticket to join me this Saturday in person at the ATL Marriott Buckhead Conference Center, literally walking distance from my headquarters. You can come spend the day with me, and you're going to participate in a mastermind and financial workshop. You're going to learn a lot of information. You're going to be around a lot of people who are next level thinkers and who are really doing what needs to be done to become six-figure earners. And at some point, they're going to become seven-figure, eight-figure, maybe 9 or 10-figure earners. But they're setting their businesses up. They're putting their infrastructures together. They're learning about systems and processes, and they're taking what I'm giving to them and they're implementing it and executing it in their personal, professional, and financial lives. So if you want to take me up on this free VIP ticket to join me for 1 day and to learn about business systems, about holding companies, about marketing, sales, about financial systems, about creative tax strategies, and a whole lot of other stuff in between, and participate in a Q&A, and participate in some interactive exercises, and be in a community of people who think like I do because they're next level thinkers, all you have to do is text VIP. All you have to do is text VIP to 404-478-7213. That's all you have to do. Text VIP to 404-478-7213. You get a free $250 VIP ticket to join me in person. And if you cannot join me in person, you can join me virtually and enjoy a full day of information that will change and transform your life. All this information that I teach and train people on is information that has brought me to where I am in my life. It's the information that I use to do what I do in my organization every day. So I want to hear from you. Text VIP to 404-478-7213. Hey, I appreciate all of you for joining me. Whether you're watching us on Facebook Live, whether you're watching us on Instagram Live, which I'm on Instagram right now. So Instagram, I appreciate all of you. Thank you for joining us live. We'll see you on the other side. All of you that are watching me through our streaming, please understand something. Here's what I want you to understand. You got to start moving quick. Stop missing opportunities because you're procrastinating. You're in the paralysis of analysis. You got to make a move. Text the word VIP to 404-478-7213. I'm giving you a free $250 ticket to join me in person for a one-day event. It's a mastermind workshop. So from 10 a.m. to 1, we're doing a deep dive into our mastermind. We're going to be talking about business, holding companies, sales, marketing, sales funnels, pipelines. We're going to be talking about positioning yourself. We're going to be talking about your products, your services, your prices. It's going to be very, very, very powerful. We'll take a lunch break for an hour, and then from 2 p.m. to 5, we're going to go into our financial workshop. We'll be talking about the components of accounting. We're going to be talking about creative tax strategies. We're going to be talking about configuring your QuickBooks to maximize your revenue impact in your business. Look forward to hearing from you. Love all of you. Appreciate all of you. I got to go back to my mentees. We're here hosting today our headquarter day, and I want to make sure they get all the value that they can. So I love all of you. Appreciate you for joining the show. Subscribe to my YouTube page. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all at RamonPreston.com, and tell Lolly Dolly everybody the Ramon Preston Show is live every day, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. And I will see you all tomorrow, Friday, right here